Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the very first episode of Marketing Mavericks. And I'm your host, Zoe Msipa, Joe Money, your boy, Don Pablo. And today I will be telling you guys a bit about Marketing Mavericks and what it's all about. Marketing Mavericks is a show that explores bold ideas, game changers, trendsetters, thinkers, people who think outside the box, expand the box, actually tear it apart, and move it all around. People who have actually managed to expand in markets that we didn't think were possible, managed to bring in products that are almost like new inventions in terms of the modern day. So we're not just going to be exploring the marketing part of side of it. It's also going to be the issue of strategy. When you're building a brand and in marketing, we're going to be looking at how else you can also build your brand in terms of how these ideas grew from point zero to point two, starting to one. Basically, we're going to be breaking down and trying to understand how these people were thinking and actually trying to see how do they have a vision that would actually last so long and not succumb to the influences of business and the environment of business, with the ever-changing worlds of business. I mean, we're talking about business. Some of them are 10 years, some of them are 5 years old. So some are young, some are old, some are like 20 years old. So, for example, when we're looking at big companies like Econet, it's a really big fish, eh? It's a big whale, So it's something that we need to look at and we break down and understand why do we need to why do we need to understand this? Actually, that's the next question I was about to answer, because I think that would be the next question on your mind. Why we need to understand these marketing mavericks and actually acknowledge them in our time is that we appreciate our heroes and actually start to recognize the great ideas that are all around us. The moment that you actually start to recognize great ideas around you, it makes it easier for you to come up with an idea for yourself. So this show is not only about algorithms, pushing buttons. It's actually connecting to the real subject and the real crux of the matter when it comes to branding or marketing or building something that is set apart. That is the issue with branding and marketing. We want to build a unique brand that is going to last over years. And, and so in order to do that, it's not just posters, it's not just flyers, it's strategy, it takes time, it takes thinking, it takes systems, And this show is going to be here exploring such systems and such manners of thinking. And don't think it's going to be some, technocrat, interview or something. It's just going to be a conversation with these people who I really admire on what they're doing. Some are young, some are old, but what we love about all of them is that they're mavericks and that they have the courage to start and keep and continue going, or either on their dreams, their careers, or their brands or their products. But what is most important is that how they've built them and how we get to be a part of it by witnessing it and also at times participating inside it, actually. So I hope you guys can really just sit back, relax, and let's explore this amazing world of marketing mavericks. And we learn a lot more about the people who we call heroes and how they started, and actually figure out maybe you're like me, you're already in business and you're also trying to figure out how do I go from step one to how do I really make that happen? So hopefully when you listen to conversations there, we're not going to just try and issue like technical terms. Of course, they're going to be there, but the issue that we want to do is break down ideas in a manner that encourages one to start, and that doesn't leave you feeling overwhelmed. I know a lot of us have been listening to a lot of podcasts and a lot of different shows out there. No disrespect to anyone, I love everything that's out there. Look, not everything. I must be selective and life can't love everything. That's true. But what I found like there was a gap for was a show that actually a podcast show that would allow people to actually understand it, to break down it again, actually understand how this person started, like how this person felt at that time. Was it that easy for them to start, mentally speaking? How were they in the mind? How was it? I mean, have you ever thought to yourself, how was it for somebody who had literally nothing to say, I'm going to build Amazon, you know. I'm just giving an example here because it's one of the brands I actually want to look into and break down the way and say, this guy, how it started and how it came to be. Some of us maybe don't get a chance to read books. I love reading books and I love also, watching documentaries and particularly and actually like reading articles and all these things. So hopefully when we're going through these stories, you also get to get an idea of what is really happening with all these beautiful ideas that are started, right? Then having spoken about that a little bit, now I can then now come back to the issue of what got me interested in it and how do I fit into this whole picture? Why would I be hosting such a show actually, So ladies and gentlemen, like I said earlier, my name is Zoe Msipa. I am a digital marketer and a professional consultant. I've been in consulting now, I think, for most of my life because by profession, I'm actually an accountant. I studied, I attended high school at Machering College in Lesotho. Yay, it was fun, always interesting. A lot of good memories and bad memories there, that's life. But I think I look back more, I did more like good memories because now when you're older and you look at the experience like, wow, that place really gave me a bit of history and a bit of knowing yourself. And then secondly, I went to college to US. And then after that to study accounting. So professionally, I'm an accountant. And what else have I done? So while I was in college studying accounting, I actually got the opportunity to start working in marketing. This is where now the interest in marketing got me. So I started working with Cell C. Working with Cell C. They used to have these SIM cards. This was back in 2013. Yeah, 2013. So what was happening at the time was they were recruiting students on campus to sell Cell C SIM cards. So basically, guys, we're gonna start from zero here. Like, we literally started for me going into marketing. But if I really can I start in college? College, I feel like is already is already far. Let's start a bit earlier, even as a kid. Yeah, in primary school. In primary school, we used to have a market back home where we used to sell benchies, like after school. Like to make sure that there's money at home. There's no tuck shops. Hey guys, we've been in business for a minute, guys. We used to sell even chickens. But where I really started to get interacting with people and clients was, I was about 10 years old. We had a market in Marbury in Harare, from Zimbabwe, shout out there. So I used to sell, pumseek. Market is a very nice acronym. It is pumseek. Basically, I used to sell at the market. And dude, these are great memories for me because it really made me the businessman I am today. So, we would have your tomatoes, your veggies and all these things. So the issue is when there's a market in it, it's not like you have a market and there's no one else next to you. There's like 6 in there, there was a row of 12, like 12 little sheds next to each other. So we'll literally be selling, you'd have your own little block. So you'd have your place, you'd put your veggies and tomatoes there. So when a car comes, you quickly run and you go and you make the sale. So I was a legendary salesman back in the day. I was legendary farm. Literally, I would sell out my whole stock. Like I literally would I used to go to Avondale Primary School, would knock off at around 2 or 3. I think by 2 o'clock we would knock off around 2. By 3 o'clock I'll be home. 3:15 there, I'm back at the market. I just go home quickly. I eat on my way home, like I buy myself snacks on the way home. I go back, start really selling. So this was the first time when I was really interacting with clients, but it's not yet formalized, right? This is just for you to get an idea of some of you might think that you need to start your business or your thing late on in life. No, the skills that you learn as a kid when you're coming up, really is what translates to what you do later on in life. Later on in life, yeah. So basically now, I was a big salesman on the market farm. Big salesman. I mean, even if I know about quarter past 3, by 4:30, my stock is done. Do you understand? This is a kid of 10, 11 years old, selling stock. But those days, the prices, if I say the amounts now, it would sound crazy. because we used to have like tomatoes like 100,000. That's like it would be 12 tomatoes, man. Two. Like I'll try to get you guys pictures of how they looked, but basically it'd be like two around, and like 100,000. But basically, we would move about $1 million of stock to $2 million of stock a day. You know, as a kid. So we started putting big numbers earlier on, in life. But it was all good. So now, fast forward the journey a little bit. In high school, wasn't really much into marketing. It was mostly church stuff. I used to go to church a lot, and I used to skate. And yeah, evangelism, I guess that'll be a bit of marketing. But when I really got back into marketing was in college. That's when I really think I got into marketing, because I was now. That was the first step was the South Sea SIM cards. We used to sell SIM cards for South Sea, you know. It was a quick, because remember, I wanted to tell you guys about the market, because already I knew, there's a trick I did when I was at college, because I had the history with the market. So what I did was basically, when I got to the South Sea SIM cards, selling them, right, I started now, I thought it was such because you paid $5. The SIM card was $10. $5 to you and $5 to South Sea. So yeah, basically. So you get your $5, you take it apart. So I started thinking to myself, how could I move this SIM cards faster? And then if I move the SIM cards faster, it means that these guys will notice me like as a little hard worker, right? That's what I had them hit. Then I'm like, okay, cool. I'll buy a bag of lollipops. And yo, did that shit work? Yo. So basically, I bought myself those lollipops, like you get your lollipops, right? They're like 52 or 48 of them. I don't remember exactly how many. But basically, I bought a whole packet. And every time I saw the SIM card for $10, I'd give the person a lollipop. So now the trick was, I used to target people saying, do you want a lollipop? And then people were like, yes. And I'm like, buy a SIM card and I'll give you a lollipop. And the funniest thing was, they could literally have gone to like the touch shop and bought themselves a lollipop for like $2 or like it was like a rand back in the day actually. 2013 was like a rand. It was easy for them to just go and buy themselves a lollipop for a rand at the touch shop. But because of the pitch now of selling the lollipop with the SIM card, they were like, now the thing was SIM card. Wow, I did a whole SIM card and then I got a So the whole thing was I bait them with the lollipop. Then I go with the SIM card. And I think back in the day, I think I had like $5 or $10. They had a date on it. They were preloaded with a bit of airtime. South Sea was giving out a lot of airtime, I think, if I remember well. And dude, did those things fly? I think I was now doing, in a week, I was doing 100 SIM cards. Can you imagine? The campus was big, the office was big, mate. Like, so it was just an issue of that I would always target between 3 to 5 o'clock. I'm not a guy like let's work in the whole day. Nah, I'm not a big fan of that. I want to see when it's most optimal for me to be working. I just really like so I always used to know that even after my classes, I'll just wait because I knew that we all know about the like if you've gone to like the classes, I think most colleges in SA or actually just across like actually in the afternoon. That's where most classes that's where the biggest load of students is. So if you time for that time, like from like 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock, that's when the biggest classes are either dismissing or getting in. So I was like, I would time that time every day. So in a day, I'm like 20 at least. But the days that I know I'm moving forward to like Fridays, Thursday and Fridays, people really take the last SIM class. I don't know, maybe it's because they need to make more calls during the weekend, or that space SIM card, but it was actually very interesting. Let's fast forward a bit. I did well there. I excelled really well there. I think we did that campaign for about, I think it was 2 months. I did really well there campaign. That's when now they called me back to the South Sea call center. That was when now they called me to be basically what do they call it? I was basically a brand, a Huawei ambassador, actually. Yes. We were attending to training for these things. It was actually really funny. I didn't take things very seriously back in the day, actually. When I look at it now, I'm like, oh, dude, that was actually a big deal. But we got, after I performed well from that sales seat in the whole SIM card and selling the SIM card and volleyball thing, it was about 2-3 months, I think 3 months later, we got Chambers got. I don't know if we all got call bags, but some of us got call bags. Because I know it was me and this other guy who was working at Vodacom. He also got a call back because he was doing really well. Because he was selling at CUT campus there. And then we got a call back and we were told that, no, we need people who are going to be selling Huawei devices. Well, we were actually now working the call centers, promoting we're promoting the Huawei products to the call center agents to actually sell more of our products to clients, to push our products more to clients versus other devices. Yo, guys, the things that happened back in, these things that happened back in, you don't understand. Yo, it's serious. So, do you understand? So we were incentive drivers to the call center agents. So when a call center agent is now making a call, right, to say a client, say, hi Dumsani, we have a new phone available. We have a new phones available, and we have a really great offer for you. And I think if you were to actually consider the Samsung what, or Huawei and Apple what, you understand? So now instead of your phone coming in second, they will now say, okay, well, we have the Huawei Y9. Would you be interested in that? And also the Samsung Galaxy S2. But we really recommend the Y9 because it has the new camera, and Huawei's cameras right now actually really doing well. It also has an extended guarantee warranty. So literally on the days that you were there, you're pushing these guys. The call center will have anything between 10 to 25 call agents at a time. It can order up to 50 to 100, depending on the number of floors, right? But at the time we were working with, we had about 15 to 25 because they were just launching the call centers and during that time, actually, like especially with the ads or the promotional ones, actually, because these ones are now in-house. No, I'm not talking about the third-party ones. No, these ones are now the in-house ones. So it was interesting by working with the call center agents there. I worked at our job for about 6 months I know it was 6 months, because after that 6 months, I was then called again to I think my next promotion was with SAB. Yeah. Was over late. Yeah. Then going through the roof, because the nice thing was wherever I went, right? Yeah, I seemed to do well. And that's pretty nice. I seemed to do well, and I would always be considered for a callback or for promotion. Like if there was something that was needed to be done quickly or needed somebody to help, I was the guy. I was available and constantly working. Actually, it was kind of crazy because I was also tutoring kids at the time while I was in college. I was doing kids in accounting, also first years. Yeah, so it was a bit hectic. And then I had the SAB promotions when we were promoting from Makufi. The first year I promoted Makufi, I was just like one of the promoters, right? Going around with the beers and just handing them our samples and all those things, And then then that same year, Coca-Cola also came through, gave us these nice little scooters, where you work on campus with the whole overall, the Coca-Cola overall, and with the scooter. Right, and then driving around campus with the scooter, selling the Coke, the new Coke product. That's when they were introducing the names, I think, on the cans. That's 2014, around 2014 that time. And then when the big bump really came after, when now I got to now be a road manager for Maku, for one of these, one of these promoters from Joburg, Eswini Promotions. I think it was Eswini Promotions from Joburg. I was now the road manager. And now that's when it was not hectic, because now I had how many? I had 3 locations with about 5 to 10 girls in each location. 5 to 10 promoters. I would say most of them were girls. If you had guys in your team, that's probably like 2 guys out of like 8. I'd like 10 people to like 2 guys. Most promotion companies would hire girls because it was easier. People they preferred them, but also the guys were actually really chilled guys. Actually, it was really awesome out with them. They did amazing. They did an amazing job and they were making it much easier. But basically, it became a bit more hectic then because I did that for 2 years. I'm not going to say it for 2 years and was hectic. You know, when you don't need, when you had a pass to go everywhere, backstage, wherever, everywhere, dude. And you're just there. These are the people you see on TV and you just look at them. Wow, you know. And you have to act cool, like, you know, understanding that everything is so knowledge. But when I found that I preferred interacting with people and actually being creating events that can like come to life. I mean, I love accounting, guys. Don't get me wrong. I love money. I love numbers. I love getting the money and just getting numbers every day. But there was something about seeing your idea coming to life, like the promotion or your brand, or talking about some brand and seeing it come to life and being part of it. That made it feel more alive than, you know, they're just checking numbers and taking numbers down, you know, at this, minus that. It's, you know, I'm a very lively person, as you can see. I love being hands-on. I love getting my hands dirty. I love getting, that's why I love photography. I love being behind the scenes and seeing what's happening, you know. I love seeing ideas come together and actually come to life. That's when now promotion and marketing really got me invigorated and, you know, got me now chasing this journey of marketing. And after that, it became a number of other promotions. So when it came to like being the road manager, it was a lot more tricky now because of the increase of problems, you know, of people, you know. There's a say that I learned from my dad. Actually, he says, "Tell me if you're leading one person, you have one problem. If you're leading two people, you have two problems." Now imagine you've got 3 teams of, let's just say, 5 people each at the least. You can even say 10 because you don't always have the maximum number of people possible. When people drop out, it's not actually a good thing. So usually you want to have 10 people as well. So I had 30 problems to deal with, and it was interesting. Came back from there, came back from college, came back to Maseru, started working at Relay, Relay Lesotho. I was a head accountant there for about a year, about another 2 years. Another 2 years there. Because now I was now doing what I graduated for, you know, accounting, you know. So I had to get into it. Now the issue there was fine, but you know, companies, you know, African companies. It's actually another interesting case study. We're going to look at it. We're going to look at it, and we're going to bring in some people to discuss on it a little bit later on. But that's where, basically in college, that's where my passion for marketing really, really came to fruition. And I kind of started to understand what I really wanted to do because it came easily to me. I can flow, I can talk to people. Like it's not like an everyday thing, you know, that you find yourself in such a gift. And I was like, you know this thing. I talk to you, you give me mine. Why not do it? You know? And also I like adding value. I've always loved solving problems. If there's something around me that seems like that just seems difficult to solve, or people are struggling to solve something, I actually like offering help and, you know, just putting in my 1 or 2 notes in there. I don't like overreaching. I don't want to be overbearing, so usually I ask for permission. You know, that's the difference between being a wise person and being a fool. It's knowing permission and, you know, like when not to overstep, you know. It's very easy to overstep when you have information, but you don't have a relationship at hand, you know. So you have to understand where you stand with the person. But long story short, that's what basically got me into marketing. And when I came back, I decided to keep growing into it. Fast forward a bit, 2018, I started my first digital marketing company. At the time, it was called Sales. And, you know, I was super excited. That was when it was really now, you know, taking snaps on the road, you know, feeding the family, taking pictures. With that one, I started off doing free photo shoots to actually promote my page and actually start growing the page, which is now Perazim. And yeah, it was a really, really great journey because I was studying marketing in University of Cape Zimbabwe actually at that time. And it was really, really an amazing journey on that side because that's when now I started to see that photography was really a beneficial skill when you are starting a marketing agency. If you're really into marketing and you want to get people to recognize you quickly, I would encourage you to get into photography and cinematography, like short films. Just make content that's visual content. It's much easier when it comes to marketing. It speaks volumes more than just saying I do this, I do that. So when people saw me on campus taking pictures and everything, they'll come up to me and start asking me, what do you do? And like, I know I have a marketing company. I do 1, 2, 3. I design and all this. It actually started helping me. I started making a living off it, actually. That's when now I really got into it. So I've got a whole entrepreneurship journey. I can't give it to you guys right now, but I'm just giving you a bit of the snippets here and there, the kind of strategies that I use at the time. And then fast forward to like 2020, basically now, but when COVID happened, it really boosted us a lot. It really made us visible as a company because people were looking for digital marketing services and social media marketing services. And fortunately for me, I had gotten early into it because I started studying 2015, 2016. That's when I started studying about digital marketing and how it works and all that. While I was still doing the traditional marketing, planning on flyers, like all these things and talking to people and samples. So on the ground marketing, like active promotional marketing, I've done it 100 times, because I have run about how many locations? We've done about 14 locations in SA. 14 locations in SA. Different frequencies. Some of these 14 locations, about 5 of them were just regular spots, like university, like Kant, UOPS. Those are regular. Godward campus, South campus, Mimosa, Waterfront, Pretoria. PT, what do they call UP? Yes, they call it UP. Yes, UJ also on the campus. We did quite a few promotions. We're doing for Sprite also. Sprite had a tour where we had to move around a bit. So with all these promotions going on, I just felt like what would be the next thing? I was always a key guys. Like that one is deep in my heart. It's deep and very deep. So it was now just how do I then move it on into something that I understand? I've now learned how to do this whole marketing thing professionally. How do I move into an area where I'm more comfortable and I feel it can do more for me? That's when it put me into the digital marketing space. In digital marketing space, there's a nice thing about the digital space, it's a very familiar space, and marketing space is also very much familiar space. And business space is very familiar to me because we're a consultancy back home. I've been working in our family consultancy since I was about age 14. I'm 31 now, guys. That's about 16, 17 years of experience. So from writing proposals to doing books to timetables, letters, all these constitutions, all the documents that you need to be a formalized business, I have dealt with, whether it is strategy, whether it is company profile, whether it is also this a company organogram, flowchart, even for a company the user journeys. I've been able to build the home brand really well because I've been able to take so many from so many experiences. So now, and also in an effort to also increase my network and also my knowledge in the marketing and in the corporate space, I needed a platform where I could speak and I could learn more, and I could also question people more who are in the same mindset as me. I could learn and also educate. Because it's also good to give the little information I have. I will try and share with you guys. But what I want mostly is to learn from the guests that we'll be bringing, and those people, they bring more ideas to you guys and break them down more. It will actually give you guys more knowledge on how to execute your own ideas and such things. And also, I hope you guys become part of the community. It's really important to me for you guys to become part of the community. Please don't hesitate to post, talk with us, engage with us. If you have questions, it's really important because that's the only way this whole Marketing Mavericks podcast is going to work. Marketing is not really about a single person. It's about all of us. It's about the network. It's about a community. Marketing has always been about the community. That is why it's always important in business to have a marketing department, because it deals with the community and how not only is see how the community sees you, but how to also bring in new businesses and new clients. Because you might be my next client, I might be your next client. You might know my next client, I might know your next client. But we'll never know these things unless if we talk. You understand? Man was given the earth by God to rule and to reign, my friend. So if you and me don't interact together, we cannot rule and reign it, because we will just be one half of the other. Yeah, I need your ideas as the same way you need mine. So if we put our hands together, guys, we can really do something amazing. This is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about marketing Mavericks. Creating a network of entrepreneurs, who are entrepreneurs or from all kinds of backgrounds, whether it is all kinds of backgrounds and fields, actually, so that you have the best, so that your product can reach as many people as possible and give you the best product. And also we also get the best product possible, because we want to increase our reach as African businesses. We want to increase our reach as African business people between each other, and actually create bigger and stronger bonds, because the only way we're going to actually win in this life, actually, and in this economic war, because honestly speaking, we need to make our economy strong as Africans. And I feel like by programs such as these, as Marketing Mavericks and other so many other brilliant programs that are there online, that are actually out there to help Africans unite and come together and learn more about how to do business as a whole, not just as an individual, but as a network and as as a system. That's where association is really where we have been killed by a lot of Western and Eastern businessmen, because they associate with each other and they affiliate with each other, and they're willing to sponsor and support each other. So as I go on this journey, I beg you and I beseech you to be part of this journey. I hope that you can actually come and enjoy this journey with me. Not just enjoy this journey, but also learn from it. Learn as much as you can. And if you have questions, because when we're looking at Marketing Mavericks, it's not always just the simple questions the obvious question that I just say. It's every question that you have. Maybe it's a new technology that you don't understand. We are here to actually help you and explain that. So, where do we start? Here's my top 10 Mavericks, actually. I think that's the best place where we're going to start for me today, is to guys give you my top 10 Mavericks. I think I'm going to have to have like an episode to explain each and every one of them, because their background is really, really, really dope. But I don't want to take everything out on the first day now. I just want to give you a bit of a glimpse of when I'm talking about Mavericks and the people we're going to be looking at. And this is really, really going to be good, guys. Don't worry. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. So, number one, Strive and See World. Homeboy, of course. I must start as well. For me personally, this guy is a hero, man. I mean, when you look at what he's done in terms of not just Econet, QSA, EcoCash, this guy brought mobile money to Africa so early. You guys have no idea, so much earlier than all the other telecommunication companies. And he took advantage of it, and it boosted his business so it leaps forward as compared to other countries, compared to other telecommunication companies. And of course, the very fact that he has Econet, one of the Southern Africa's largest telecommunication companies, Econet, not just Lesotho. There's Econet Lesotho, Econet South Africa. No, South Africa. There's Zimbabwe. In South Africa, they've not yet allowed it in. It still works under, I think they have a thing shared with MTN. They are also in some of Madagascar? Yes, and some other small islands. I think it's about also Kenya. Yes, Kenya is up there, Nigeria. Another place where I'll just double check it later on. But basically, dude, this guy is global, man. Like from a country with so many sanctions. How do they manage to become such a big guru, man? Like, you understand? It's so many questions, What kind of moves did he make for him to now be able to navigate? And big ups to him for his legal knowledge. because most of these battles in most nations were legal fights in terms of entrance, And I'm also a big fan that he's a Christian through and through, and he's a prayer warrior, guys. This guy, if you read his book and actually you listen to his family talk about him and how he lives and how he prays, I've been privileged enough to know part of his, train part of his family, and just hear about how they do things, and just when you see that, it's amazing. So hopefully one day I get to meet the big man himself, cross his fingers. Because I'm really a big fan of him in terms of how he allows people to actually innovate. I haven't seen a company that has been innovating this fast in years, like in terms of coming out of Africa. Of course, when you look at our Chinese brothers, and our Asian brothers, they are very good at innovation. But coming out of Africa, besides Elon Musk, honestly, I don't see anyone who did the innovations that he did in terms of what's this entrepreneurship, except for this other lady from Kenya, but she's down there on the list too. I'm going to talk about it now. The next guy on my list is, of course, a man I respect very deeply, and that is Sam Matekane, the Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Sam Matekane. It's crazy, man. This the whole thing from going from being like a business icon to now a whole leader of a nation. I mean, this is crazy, man. This is a stuff of dreams, man. This is things that you find written in books. This is why I'm really, really excited about that one too. And his story, I mean, on the ground we hear a lot of hearsay. I've done a bit of research on it, and it's really, really, it's really, really interesting. From cooking bricks, those are building bricks, to construction companies, to actually now corporations, like technological corporations. And there's some companies that people don't know he owns that I might just reveal, but you need to stick around for the end, Stick around for his episode and find out the things that are, his assets are. I can't say all his assets, but I know that his story about how he got there is actually published, but there are certain elements that people will actually pay attention to. That the secret source, the catalyst of his success, I could say. And then the next one is, of course, Elon Musk. I don't care if he's American, I don't care if he's white, that boy is African to me. As long as you are born on this soil and you ate the food from this ground, from this African soil, and you drink African water, you are African. You understand? All of you, I don't care what your shade of your skin is. Yes, even you the sports people, yes, don't worry. You are African. You understand? So Elon Musk he's a big idol of mine. He's a big icon of mine because of I'm very big at technology. He's very big in the technological space, and the very fact that he moved, his story is so inspiring to actually understand that he moved from SA to America to be like, no, dude, for me to make it, I got to get out of here, man. He knew, no, dude. The environment that he was in was not going to allow his dream to become to fruition as soon as he needed it to get there. So for me, Elon, definitely up there. Our next one, he does it. The next guy for me, now, our very own, our very own day walk, Trevor Noah. Trevor Noah, a lot of people don't actually notice his business acumen. A lot of people see the comedy side and go, he's funny, But the business acumen Trevor Noah has is actually pretty scary, For him to be able to move from comedy, at some point I don't know if he was a full-on CEO of South Sea or it was just like a brand ambassador for South Sea, but that move was really, really a crazy move, both on the South Sea part and the Trevor Noah part, for him to just go from literally a stand-up comedian to not being able to stand for a whole company in a corporate image as a comedian. Do you understand? The things he did as a comedian, we didn't think were possible at times, like to be a whole corporate. Do you understand? Comedy was made. The whole point of stand-up comedy and all these things was actually to laugh at Big Brother, the corporate world, ha ha ha, you're such a joke. Now to find somebody who actually integrates his comedy so well that the corporate world is like, come be one of us, come managers, you understand? It was actually really, really exciting to follow his journey. I mean, from touring all the way, so just that marketing Mavericks are not just people who it's a brand, it's a way of building your brand, and that's what we love. How you built your idea, what inspired you, how you extracted it. I mean, guys, we all have something in our mind, but for you to be able to like, put it out, it's a mission. And the way that these people who I've mentioned have done it is really, really exciting and amazing. So I'm really, really looking forward to these conversations, guys, to talking about some of my favorite people. And another thing, guys, when you are hearing about these stories, guys, just be open-minded. Understand? People who have success may not be successful in all areas. So you must also just keep your mind open and try and understand where they're coming from in their story. Do not just hear a name and be like, no. Dude, sit down and understand, okay, it's fine. He might have his shortcomings here and there, but in terms of business, this guy knows what he's doing. And let's see, a cultural trendsetter. Okay. This actually lady I was introduced to by a friend of mine, actually, Queen Bee Bonang Mateba. I didn't actually kind of get a story, but after looking at what she's done, like, this lady is fabulous, guys. Bonang Mateba, her flowers, I'll give her flowers. I actually made time to go and learn more, because as Africans, or as African, I don't know if it's African males or I can just say as African people, we just tend to look at women's success as a thing of, she's pretty, she's sleeping with someone, that's why she's like that. But actually, if you actually stop that ignorant mindset of yours, and you actually sit down and listen and read and follow up and see what these ladies have been doing, you will see that why this person deserves to have this success. Their beauty is only a part of their success. It's not their whole thing, it's not their whole story. And a lot of the time, the beauty is there. It got them to be seen. Okay, it's under the handles of self-worth. Let's talk to her. But it doesn't mean it's the whole thing, guys. So honestly, when I'm Mateba, I flowers out to her. The lady has done so many things, so much good for the community, and amazing things for the culture of fashion and trend setting. Hey, get trend set. The next one is Odogu. It is Odogu, guys. Odogu himself, eh? Let me say Papa, Odogu himself. The next person we'll be looking at is, I will be mentioning is Aliko Dangote, Nigerian brother. That man, in terms of an African story that inspires, that is another one. I feel like him and Sam Canada, the stories are very similar. It's just that the Nigerian economy is a much larger economy, guys. If you want to understand it, that's another thing you're going to need to understand about business as we talk more and more about it. The size of the economy matters. Where you are matters in terms of how much of a maverick you can be. Sometimes you find yourself saturating the market. That's because now the pond there's now a pond. It's no longer a dam or river. You need an ocean. Guys like Dangote are free. Those battleships, those warships, that literally carry the aircraft carriers. That's Dangote, man. He needs a whole ocean. Doesn't tank in a pond. He's too big. He's too old, my man. He's too old. But I think his story is a must-read for everyone in business and who really wants to become someone in African business, because those are the forefathers of business in Africa, man. And for you to actually build your own small business, you must understand those guys, where they've come from and their journeys, and the ways they pay for us. I mean, it's very important. The list goes on, guys. Let me just give you the last few, and then we'll talk about them more in detail. during the episode. Njeri Yonke, Kenya, the serial entrepreneur. This lady is not playing with anybody. Nobody's left behind with this lady. Okay. Hilda Tadria. Hilda Tadria, also known as Nerusha Governor. I actually know as Governor, though, by the name. This Governor, Adran. Social impact leaders in Southern Africa, and Sobantu Tilasi. Some of these people I've been given by my friends to go and read on, and then I end up putting them on the list because I felt that they have done so much, and people actually need to be educated more on their cause and what they're doing, which is actually beautiful. The last one is Patrick Ngowi. He is actually leading the clean energy projects, some of the most amazing clean energy projects we've seen in Africa in terms of solar and clean energy. Guys, is Patrick Ngowi. I'm a big fan of clean energy and self-sustainable living, actually. So these were my top 10 for you guys today. Hopefully you guys tune in and you stick around and you learn more about these amazing Mavericks, that we have in South Africa as we celebrate them more and more. And if you have your own top 10, please don't hesitate. Put them down in the comments. Tell me more about who your top 10 Mavericks are and what and why. Just give me a reason. He built this or they did this. Sometimes top 10 Maverick can even be you. It doesn't matter. Just tell us what you think makes them a Maverick and what kind of idea that they built and how it inspired you to do better. So after all this, guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. It's been a blast having you guys around. I hope you guys stick around and you guys check out the amazing episodes and what we have prepared for you. Don't worry, it's gonna be so much fun. It's gonna be so much fun. Just keep listening and be patient. And I promise you, there's gonna be 3 things in this episode. There's 3 things involved in this team. There's 3 things involved. You understand? You're going to, number 1, learn something new. You understand? Number 2, I promise you're going to learn something interesting. You understand? And then number 3, again, you're going to learn something funny. So don't hesitate, guys. Sign up. It's Marketing Mavericks. It's your boy Zoe Msipa, Jehovah Money, and we're on YouTube, on Facebook, and soon to be on Twitch, guys. And watch out for us there on TikTok. We're definitely on TikTok also. You will find us under the Perazim Studios, Perazim TV on YouTube, where it is going to be having its own section. Don't worry, we're going to put a nice playlist for us, and you guys can just be following it there. Please don't hesitate to go and comment and say what you like. Even on our Facebook page, we will open a Facebook page for it, so that you at least have several platforms for it. Please give us your thoughts, comments, and everything. And don't forget to subscribe and like. Take a quick moment to subscribe and like, and hopefully you guys enjoy this episode and you tell somebody else about it, and tell me who you'd like to see on the show more and any guests that you'd like to suggest to come on to the show. Guys, we're taking everyone from small to big, from those who are starting to those who've made it. We are going to be having everybody on the show, and they're going to be giving us their part in their journey, and we look forward to sharing it with you guys. It's been your boys, Zoe Msipa, Joe Money, Don Pablo, signing out. Marketing Mavericks.